White people happy. Pull up the playlist of the CTR. There we go. Here's all the soundtracks. Very cool.
No Megamix though, so it's gonna be unfortunate. Don't get to hear that banger.
True, yeah.
The question is, retro or modern?
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to know, are we gonna get, which one are we getting, man? Could be either one.
Alright, they're starting on Santi's end, so...
Okay, cool. I'm just going to open up Fernand's YouTube again and see if he has finally started stream. Negatory.
Unfortunate.
Beautiful. You love to see it. You get told that he's going to be streaming and then he does not in fact stream. Very cool. Okay, so you got the epic one POV over here.
It looks like the Colombians are using the blondes, so Coco and Tana and Isabel. I believe that's the case.
Maybe, maybe.
And the Latin Americans are using Penta. This Pasadena, yeah, it's blondes. Santi getting comboed just back into last right off the bat. Not something you want to see early on.
Yeah.
Though he manages to pick himself up a super engine, so he doesn't have to worry about going wide and trying to get reserves, although Labs isn't too straining on reserves from what I remember. It's unfortunate we only have one POV, and he's at the back with no one in sight, so... what can you do? Just rolling super engines. It's really unfortunate. However, his team has 2 and 3 at the moment, so and 6 if the minimap is correct, which it might be. So that's not looking too bad for the Colombians at the moment. Of course, the Latin Americans are in a more favorable position, although we'll have to wait and see, as we're still only halfway through labs.
It looks like the Isabella got taken down there. So, might fall back a little bit, yeah. See him now out of the top 4, and we also see the Pasadena getting taken down.
Top 3 Penguins, so looking pretty good for the Latin Americans, while they're missing one of their strongest players. Pretty good. Oh, Santi hits the red beaker right on the finish line.
Wow, but yeah, you're right. That's definitely pretty big that they're sitting on already a top 3.
And it's a sizable lead. They're exiting the tunnel as everyone else is entering.
Yeah, this is pretty big for them.
Really good for morale as well, I would say. But unfortunate for Santi.
Yeah, you can kind of see everybody's like. You don't normally see the standings this spaced out when you
You'll
watch,
see.
but this is kind of intense already.
Yeah, usually it's first and maybe second are out in front, then the second to sixth will, no, third to sixth will generally be clumped together, and 7 and 8 will generally be like a corner back, usually, I want to say.
Yeah. And Santi is getting at least a couple extra positions out of this,
Ah,
maybe.
he needs to, he
Gonna
needs
take
to hit
down
that.
Killer? Yeah, Killer gets taken down. Oh,
Alright,
he's gonna break to make sure that maybe he can get a takedown again? No, maybe not. But still, top 3 for Latin America after that. Wow, that's a very strong start for them. Alright, I am going to do a couple things, such as, for one, pause that and turn back on the regular menu music. For two, since Fernan... Actually, you know what? Just in case Fernan actually does start to stream, I'm gonna just leave it on. Because, I mean, you really never know. Might have had to be, it might have been a few couple Colombian minutes until he started the stream or something. I don't know. Okay, let's get these scores going.
See if Audrey is streaming while I'm at it. Don't even know. Nothing.
Yeah, Banging is playing. Cool. Yeah, they're the one that won. I didn't realize Banging had like all of the X's in their name.
We're back in 2008 with the XX underscore.
Yeah. Alright, and save as. There you go. Yeah. And now you can see Latin America starting off with the 15-point lead.
That's a pretty solid start to a set, honestly. They don't, as long as they can maintain minimal like gains and losses, they can come out in front. But honestly, you'd want to go big if you can get a point difference.
Gonna refresh Fernand's page and see if he's decided. Oh yeah, Santi left. Got kicked from the lobby. Yeah, I'm really just not even sure what's actually going on at this point.
Neither. It's... I don't know anymore. Alright, he's back in the lobby. That's good. We don't get any more hold-ups, hopefully.
Oh, Fernand started the match accidentally? Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, hold on. We're gonna do something kind of scuffed right now.
Hitting him full screen.
There you go.
Wide peepo happy.
Truly, a wide peepo happy moment.
As we wait for the last player to join the lobby, we're going to be moving into Tiny Arena, which will be a long stretch of a run where first and second will generally just run away while everyone else is just clustered up throwing blows at each other, which you'd like to see, but at the same time, you don't like seeing first and second get not a free runaway, but an extension. Extension? God, English is hard.
Yeah, I mean, you literally only natively speak English, but I gotta be honest with you, I was fucking with the layout. I have no idea what you were in the middle of saying.
Nah, but you don't like seeing big runaways on tracks, especially ones without blue fire.
Yeah.
How does a country that doesn't exist have a native language? See, it's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying. Alright. So, soon TM be the next track.
Well, we apologize for the lack of POVs for this match. Some things happened and we couldn't get both sides of the... We couldn't get both Colombia and Latin America's POVs ready and working. As the main streamer for Latin America just wasn't available to play. And it's not great, but we'll have to make do with just Colombia's for the time being.
Yeah, and even stranger yet is just the singular POV for Colombia.
Yeah, it's strange, but we'll make do. They still in the lobby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I do still have the screen open myself, so I'm not missing it, I promise.
SMH, we're missing quality content. They're all changing characters right behind our backs. For now, posted his stream. We now have the 2 POVs.
Okay, cool.
Hallelujah.
Alright.
I look away and we have even less people in the lobby this time around. What? Come on, people, don't hold us up for another 5 Colombian minutes. I beg of you.
Alright.
Who are we missing? We got Fernan, Andre. It's 2 of the Latin Americans. Cordy and Awesome.
Yep, Cordy and Awesome.
It's a shame we can't really know what's going on with the teams. They're not communicating over public Discord through the server, so anything could be happening. I don't believe there's still got a storm going on, but I honestly don't know. I can only speculate.
Yeah, I don't know. Any telegrams? We're not even talking about the app either. We're talking about literal telegrams. Any sending messages by pigeon?
Snail mail. Where my real homie's at. While we wait, I will do a poll for chat, I guess.
Oh, we doing
See
this
how
one
this
again.
goes.
Yeah, now that
Yeah.
it's close,
We
now
have
it's
more
actually
people.
started and whatnot. Don't
Yeah,
think-
polls don't work on mobile, to my knowledge. So
That's
if
kinda
you're a
lame.
mobile user, yeah, mobile's just scuffed in areas. Oh heck yeah, Santi's playing Kong.
Yeah, Santi's got Big Boy Kong.
Love to see it. Really do.
Alright, now
Alright,
QWERTY's in.
there.
And we just need
I wonder if they
awesome.
had. I wonder if they had that arrow where you just can't connect to them until you hard reset.
Oh, maybe, I guess. I mean, it's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute, yes. Judging from race one's performance, I'm actually gonna expect a close race, a close match.
Yeah.
If this is the kind of performance the Latin Americans are gonna put out without one of their main performers.
Now, when we saw last time, and I say we, I don't think you were here, but we had a lineup that had Bangang in it, and Bangang actually was a higher point scorer than Dong was in the set that we last commentated on. So he's definitely not somebody to kind of be ignored. He's definitely definitely a strong player. But yeah, I mean, obviously we kind of look at this looking like they might have been at a disadvantage, but start right off getting a 15-point lead. Like, that's kind of big to start right off with.
Generally, at the start of sets, it's usually like a 5-point differential between the teams, but 15 points is a really strong and motivating. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's really strong and motivating for the Latin Americans at the moment.
Yeah.
We can see the Colombians are changing characters, as they do, while we wait for
Awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Currently, the chat poll is showing favor for the Latin Americans, and I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, definitely
were
kind of
the
the
bottom.
underdogs.
Yeah, they were the bottom seed going into this group, and if they can manage to get a win, then they put themselves in a position where they can manage to move on to the final stage, the single elimination bracket. But we have to wait and see, honestly. Like, things can happen. They could get top 4 sweeps in the next 3 races and just tilt perhaps. We never know.
Yeah.
Though, I'm not hoping for that, of course, and I don't want to jinx it like my good pal Garma does.
Karma, you know, always having a tendency to jinx people. Man. I'm still surprised about the Finland versus UK match earlier. I really was not expecting it to be that much of a blowout.
It's a shame, but the last 4 races were the downward spiral, where the tilt started kicking in and they just started making more and more mistakes for themselves. Which, they were under pressure, so I'm not gonna throw the blame on them, but it happens. These World Cup matches will be posted on YouTube to
Garma's channel, not to my channel. He's been posting them in the... Where's he been posting them? I thought it was in the ticker, but maybe it's in...
I don't actually know.
Where the fuck? He posted them all as in like a clump of links.
Oh, found them. They're in the discussion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and just like drop one
I'll
of them.
link,
because it's probably gonna have like a playlist or whatever.
Yep, will do.
And Garma is stealing my footage, unbelievable, and uploading it on his channel, which is I gave him permission to do, actually. Oh shit, there he is!
Go.
Awesome's in!
Hopefully we don't see too many more holdups. You really don't want to see it.
Yeah, hopefully this is about what we need here.
They're all readied up, so we're just waiting on Fernand to start the lobby.
Hit him with the wide peepo happy. The OG, yeah, that's actually an interesting question, I guess, for somebody not part of the competitive scene. Pretty much everybody uses the OG cart. Like, it's either the retro cart or the classic cart that pretty much everybody uses, just because it's pretty much the most accurate hitbox of all of them, and you know, you're never gonna get like a false positive, or like if you're too close to a wall or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna pause that stream so they're synced up.
It's more true to the actual hitbox.
Yeah. But we have 2 Colombian streams because there's no Latin American stream.
Yep.
There's no Latin America, period. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're in. Good. And we're off. Santi and Fernand are both taking pretty tight lines. They're probably looking to run away with this, but we'll wait and see after these sets of item boxes coming right up, where it decides who gets to run away and who gets to hang back. Nice back bump by Santi, hitting killer. Don't know what happened to Fernand, because I wasn't...
Yeah, Fernand got back bummed as well, I believe, actually. So we see 2 Colombians out in front right now. followed by 2 Latin Americans. But whoever that is out in front with the... That's not even a standard Coco. That's actually
Princess.
yeah, that's Santi. Weird that
Santi has
showing the wrong
sizable
skin.
lead.
Yeah, Santi has a big gap already over second place.
You can see that the bridge is starting to form between top 3 and 4th slowly. Just the gap is beginning to make its way. Santi not opting to back spam onto the turbo pad right at the beginning. Don't know if he's trying to hold back and let his teammate behind him try and back spam the penta, or...
Yeah, I think all that Santi's really going to be worried about at this point is just, you know, keeping
running.
himself protected, because you can actually see that the second place is just kind of slowly creeping away from third place as well. And actually see now Fernan has crept up into the top 4 as well. Then he gets blue shielded. Going to have his work cut out for him to try to make his way through the pack on Tiny Arena. Meanwhile, on the other point of view, Santi just having a nice relaxing drive through the track.
Pretty much just a time trial.
Yeah.
And it's good then for his teammate in second. If he knows Santi's not back spamming, he can also take tight lines and place items on them in case the penta behind also decides he wants to try and take tight lines, which you don't really want to take without some form of protection.
Yeah.
Whether it be by a teammate in front of you calling it out or just a shield to face tank it.
Yep. But we are now about part way through lap 3 for everybody now. Yes. And we still just see Santi way out in front ahead of everybody else. Big gap, even bigger gap between second and third now. But then on 3, 4, and 5th place, you got the Latin Americans.
1, 2, 6, and 7 for the Colombians at the moment. That's a decent win for them, but
yeah, it
they would
is.
obviously want to try and move up an extra position or 2 from their last race, where it was a
15-point
loss.
diff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they finish with these positions right now, they're still going to be behind coming into the next race. Tiny Arena
they
definitely.
managed.
Hmm?
Fernan and his teammate in front of him, they managed to catch up to the penta that was previously in 4th and combo him.
Oh boy.
So now Colombians have 1, 2, 4, and 5. That's
Okay, yeah, that is very good
looking to
positions for
turn the
them.
tables. And there's a decent lead between them, so the only reasonable thing I see that could put the Latin Americans back in a contestable position is a power item like an orb or a clock, but
I mean,
by
it's
the looks of it,
possible, because, you know, you got 6, 7, 8 are all from the Latin Americans, but they're just kind of struggling back there.
yeah, and we're reaching that point in... there's the orb.
Yeah, the orb
Yeah, I
comes
was gonna
out, and actually it does look like Fernan will lose a position there. Yeah, Banging is going to pass him up with a blue shield. Already passes him up with an Uka. So, let's see here. Is he going to be able to catch back up? This is lap 5, so there's kind of a good chance that he's not going to be able to come back from this. And the second
Another
warp
orb
comes out. Oh man, is he going to actually fall into 8th place from that?
Possibly, yeah. He rolls a mask though, so he might be able to contest 7th at the most.
It looks like he's going wide to try to actually take out Killer, but in doing so, maybe not actually even get the pass on him. Yeah, you see it right there. He doesn't even get the pass. Very unfortunate for him. But regardless,
That was a 1, 2, 4, and 8 for the Colombians, I believe.
Yeah, 1248. That is correct. So let's switch over to this screen for now, and I'll quick do up the scores. And you know what? Because I like it, I'm just leaving on the Tiny Arena soundtrack until we start Mystery Caves.
A good performance by the Colombians to turn back the point difference from race 1. What you like to see, but we're only 2 out of 10 tracks in, so there's still plenty of room for more major or minor wins from either of the teams.
Okay, so we are actually still 6 points in the lead for Latin America. So yeah, they definitely still have their work cut out for them, but definitely looking a little bit better than the 15-point deficit from last race.
Making up 9 points from one race is pretty good. They could, if they keep this up, they'll be able to slowly but surely extend the close the gap and then extend a lead for themselves.
Yeah.
However, we're moving on into Mystery Caves, which also I wouldn't even call it short. It's a pretty medium length Sacred Fire track with plenty of room for back and forths.
Yeah, this is definitely a medium length stream, or medium length track. There is a stream from Latin America. Thank God that they decided to post the stream link. Okay, I will add that in after the race, because yeah. No, don't worry, Pancho. Yeah, Pedro posted it for us. Actually, you know what? Fuck it.
Fernan getting hit at a really bad time right on the fire pad, so he falls off and just loses extra time for for nothing.
All right, you're gonna see the right stream go away real quick, but I'm gonna switch it over.
All right. That's fine. I'll just continue watching Fernan.
Yeah.
The Latin Americans currently have top 4 at the moment. That's a pretty good lead going into lap 2, and let's see if they can extend their lead further, because first place is out by not too much, but still enough where he's in a safe position not to worry about people catching up through better lines. Just a lot of missiles and bombs going off at this moment. Hard to tell who's it coming from, but Fernan manages to sneak his way into 4th with Santi just in front of him in 3rd. And Fernan manages to get himself a shield, so there's no one directly behind him, so he doesn't have to worry about people trying to snipe him with a missile from behind. Oh, we have the Latin American POV.
Yep, and there you go. Now we have Killer's POV, who is actually currently in 1st place. So, fantastic. Now we get a double POV. Love to see it.
There's a sizable gap between top 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah.
With 1 and 2, they're in a safe position where the Latin Americans can take the shortcut and just double trap it, so they make it really difficult for anyone to try and take it. Although, if you're in 3rd and 4th, you would be very wary to even take it to begin with, unless you had a shield.
Yeah, and we still see the top 2 being Latin American by a decent margin as well, so looking to extend their lead by how much we still will yet to see, but This is top 2 being a win for them. Again, we'll just, like I said, extend that lead even more.
There's a sizable gap between top 4 and bottom 4, honestly.
Yeah, you
And
can see it's 2 groups,
growing.
basically.
Even then, the groups aren't really clumped together that much. They're like a corner apart from each other, and right at the last second before Killer finishes, the Pasadena for Team Colombia manages to shoot out an orb. Let's see if they can manage to gain a position from it.
Yep.
Which it looked like they did. So 3, 4, 5, and potentially 7 for Colombia. That eases the damage from losing.
Yeah, still obviously a loss, but definitely makes it a little bit better.
Very close set so far. Honestly, like to see it. Really do.
I mean, I'll say it again. I mean, we're kind of surprised. Like, we kind of just expected to see the Colombians kind of, hate to say it this way, but walk all over, you know, the Latin American team, with them having one of their stronger players having to sit out, and to see them stacking up against them very well is definitely what you like to see.
Yeah, it's nice to be proven wrong to that extent.
Yeah.
And surprised. However, we're moving on into Barren Ruins. A short track, generally, big leads form within the first lap because of the item crate right at the beginning. Wonder which team will manage to run away with the victory on this side, or if it'll be another slugfest between the two.
Yeah, we actually see one of the players, as Paragon, back in now. I was gonna say they dropped out of the lobby briefly. But they're getting ready to get started with Barren Ruins, and there goes the countdown. Scroll through this list, and I'll eventually find the soundtrack for Barren Ruins. There it is, found it. I couldn't even remember what Barren Ruins' soundtrack sounded like, but it's so, I almost want to say unfitting. To me, a lot of the Nitro Kart tracks just have like really unfitting music.
Honestly, I don't even remember.
It's got like a sitar.
It sounds vaguely familiar. Ringing a bell.
Yeah.
We're still here in Barren Ruins though, so let's see who manages to run away with it after this first corner. Killer getting a turbo canister and managing not to get hit in the...
That's a terrible spot to get hit as well.
Got squished and just couldn't make the jump and respawned after the fire pad. Not great, but he manages to roll a mask, so it's not terrible at the least.
Kind of looks like he got a team kill there as he was going to make some passes, but couldn't really tell. We do see that one of them is actually out in front right though.
Yeah, followed closely behind by Santi and Fernan.
Yeah, that is banging out in front right now. The middle of the pack is just battling it out. Basically, everybody between like 3rd place and all the way down to 8th is just scrunched up.
It's really optimal for the team in first. because they can trap the shortcut at the end, and they can communicate whether to take it or not, and the opposing team just has to either take the risk, knowing it's either trapped or not, or just go slightly wide and lose a tiny bit of time to first and extend the lead.
Ooh, Fernan had a green shield there and didn't use it in time. Interesting. Going wide here, allow a couple people to pass. Takes down Killer.
Is that a top 2, 3, 4, 5 for... Yeah.
Yes, it is. 2, 3, 4, 5 for Team Colombia. Meanwhile,
And there's...
Bangang way out in front still.
Banning's gone, like...
Yeah, Bangang, nothing's gonna happen to him. However, Fernan ends up nailing that Nitro on that fight, on that tight corner. Going unnecessarily tight, as one may say. And he's now going to get comboed for it. Drops all the way down into 8th place.
There's a sizable gap between 4 and 5, so at this point, the Colombians have winning positions, so it's just up to Fernan to try and keep them back with him and manage whatever position he can.
Yeah, he has infinite reserves now, and he's got Tem Wumpa. I mean, now he's got a super engine. He's opting. There it is. I was about to say.
Okay.
Getting the speedy boy, getting another speedy boy. Kind of sucks. You kind of wish that you would get something like a mask, but
or triple missile, or
and another super. What is that like? I think that's the 5th super engine in a row. There's the mask.
I think 4th. Ooh, he's got blue fire and a mask. Let's see if he can steal 6th.
Nah, he's gonna take 7th though. That's definitely not bad.
That's still a win for the Colombians, so that's what they want to see. But they want to, if they can keep this up, just small wins, they'll slowly bridge the gap and put it in their favor.
Yeah. So that was Banging getting another win. That's a 2nd win of the set so far, actually.
I want to say he's trying to test over the 80 points, but
yeah, he's definitely not gonna be able to take on Ovo's scoring, but you know, he's definitely putting in some work.
Love to see it, honestly. Fernan producing mixed results, generally either at the back in 7th or 8th, or generally is in the top 4 or 5th. So it's hard to say what is going on there. I believe he generally performs moderately well. I want to say he's the 2nd highest scorer for Colombia, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I would normally place him high on the point totals from what I get to see. But now we see, yeah, that we are now into a single-digit difference between the teams. Going into Polar Pass up next, and actually, you can't see the lobby because I have a different scene open right now, but one of the players fell out again. It was Paragon once again. And he is back in. We will get started shortly. Alright, and then now we're doing the countdown. Cool.
I want to see everyone go for Big Boy lap 1.
Generally, every single person will go for Big Boy, and about half of them will fail it.
Yeah. Generally just matters what happens at the end of lap 1 is who decides which individual, like let's just say 3 people, generally maybe 4, who can just run away and backspam and try and throw the others off their tails. But we'll see.
Crash Team Racing loading screen simulator. Doing it big as per usual.
Here we are.
Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. It looks like, yeah, there it is. Killer ends up getting the green beaker down on Fernand. They were both going for the TT starts. And Killer just got a slightly better start. Misses the big boy, though, unfortunately.
I just love seeing the players just fail at lap 1.
Everybody's got to go for it, man. It's that 1 second difference or whatever. Ooh.
Colombians with a good lead, though. Oh, it sucks for Killer. Just can't make the wall.
And he doesn't even get to keep the fire from that boost pad. Very unfortunate.
It's up to Banan to try and cause some chaos and get the Colombians to fall back with some backspam, but Fernand manages to sneak his way ahead and get a blue shield, so he's got nothing to worry about and can just time trial if he really wants to.
Yeah.
Same with the Isabella.
Yeah, the Isabella is basically gone at this point. And, oh wait, I say that, but he fell off. Oh boy.
Spoke too soon. The Penta's getting back spam comboed, so that's looking really promising for the Colombians at the moment with their top 4.
Yeah, they are now into the top 4. We'd actually see Killer has infinite reserves and has rolled, I think, 3 masks now. So soon TM, he's going to start catching up. He passes up his own teammate.
He wants to be minimizing the time he spends in the air, though.
Yes, which, you know, on Polar Pass, you actually spend most of the time in the air.
Unfortunately. Don't know what happened, but the Colombians had a falling out, and now it's the Latin Americans with 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's really even hard to see what's going on in the backpack because there's literally just 4 icons just stacked on top of each other. Yeah, and somebody went for Big Boy and failed it again. That was banging.
Don't. I assume he had blue fire, but
it's actually very possible he didn't. But yeah, beginning of lap 5 now, Fernand is still way out in front. Ooh, and one of the Latin Americans hit a red potion. Will he lose a position over that? Very possible. We're gonna see. Oh my man, Killer tries to go way too tight on the Big Boy shortcut, ends up going right into the lake. Fernand, way out in front of everybody else, gets the first place finish.
First and second, and Santi managed to sneak his way into 4th again, and I don't believe he's going to drop a position from this because Killer's just heading onto a shield, has a shield in storage, so he can't backspam to to try and force Santi back into his teammates so they could try and combo him.
I expected, honestly, to see more DNFs than that. That was... anytime you see a lot.
You see like half the lobby generally get DNF'd. But with that, I believe that puts them at a very minimal point difference. If I believe that puts Colombia ahead by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Could. It'll be very close. Let's see here.
we've reached the halfway point, though. I don't believe we'll be seeing a host switch, but it's possible we could see a roster switch.
Yeah, I don't believe they have any other Latin Americans available to switch with them, but maybe one of the Colombians.
Maybe one or two.
Oh, they are? It looks like they're actually doing a host switch.
Oh. Okay. So now the Latin Americans will be hosting for the second half. Which is favorable for them because 3 of the 5 tracks are their own picks, which I'm not sure what happened in the draft, but Oxide and Turbo track or Retro, whatever they decide.
Yeah, that's the real thing we gotta figure out is which one of them are we gonna get. And yes, you were correct. We do see Colombia takes the lead by 1 singular point now.
Love to see it.
At halftime, keeping it nice and close.
One of the benefits of picking Turbo Track is that your team can decide whether it's Retro or Turbo.
Ah, yes. Very influential. Definitely matters. I agree.
Yeah. Definitely matters if you don't like putting beakers in the grass, you know. Not that you can see them. You know, just a fun tidbit. While we wait for them to build up the lobby with their 5 Colombian minutes. Honestly, the next few tracks are pretty snowbally.
Yeah.
Oxide.
Ooh, Pedro's getting tagged in, actually.
Oh. Pog Pedro. Who's he subbing in for? Audrey?
Not sure yet.
At the moment, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, not the whole lobby is... Okay, yeah, Pedro has confirmed he is subbing in for Audrey, so I'm gonna quick add that in. I'm not sure if there's going to be more people other than Pedro being subbed in, but we shall see.
Honestly, looking back on the UK versus Finland match from earlier, I hope we can see as many power items on this Oxide station as we did earlier. But this time without as many player mistakes where they bonk into a wall and just lose all reserves, of course. Because it's never Oxide station without a few power items being thrown about.
Yeah, I mean, throwback to talking about power items. Throwback to the Hot Air Skyway match from earlier.
Oh, it had 2 clocks and
2
orbs,
clocks, 2 clocks, and at least 2 warp orbs. I'm pretty sure it was actually 3, but it's really hard to tell.
I think the last orb was literally right at the last like 2 seconds before the DNF.
No, the last clock was.
Oh, that was the last. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Alright, so we're currently in the loading screen. Gonna switch it over right now so you all can see, but yeah, we are getting ready to get started here. Let me see, unfortunately for Killer, he is on the host side, so he's the furthest away from the boost pad, but he's gonna go for it anyways, gets shoved off of it. Meanwhile, Fernan gets the hole shot there and doing the spiral tag, just kind of sliding ahead, but goes unnecessarily tight and nails the wall there. falling behind a little bit.
Oh,
Bang
nice
Yang
bomb
gets
onto
taken.
Bennett, though.
Yeah, taken down as well.
Pedro and Fernan with the 1-2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume that Pedro is the Yaya.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
That's my take on it, but
We'll see. Killer in second place though.
has a shield in his inventory, so as soon as he gets that juiced up, he can start taking riskier lines if he feels the need to. But he's going wide. I'm not. I get it, just trying to avoid the backspam, but I feel that was a bit too wide. But we'll see. God, there it is. Fernan bunks the wall.
Yeah, there it goes. Pretty much everybody's losing fire, surprisingly. Pedro just gone though.
Generally how it is on Oxide, one player will just run away at the least. So with Colombia with the 1-2-4 and 1-2-3 and 5 now, we're getting a lot of back and forth position changes, but winning positions currently for the Colombians, they just need to get shielded up, and I believe they can just run away with it unless they make more player mistakes of going unnecessarily tight.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pedro has, again, just a huge gap even between his own teammates there. Yeah, they got the top 4 going through lap 3 at the moment.
Fernan with the shield, so he's not too worried about the Latin Americans catching up and shooting a juiced missile or two, because he could also back bomb if they do manage to break his shield and take one of them out.
I'm not sure what happened there. Awesome is the one that is directly behind Fernan, and he had a blue shield, and it appeared that he actually shot off that blue shield. He's not even really that far behind Fernan, so I'm not really sure what the idea behind that was. Unless he's just concerned that he's not going to be able to catch up, which is not going to be the case because Fernan loses fire there.
Yeah.
And Awesome gets the pass on him.
As long as Fernan can keep the Latin Americans from overtaking him and try and keep him back with him, then the Colombians are in a fairly comfortable position from this.
Oh, and there he goes. He takes down Killer as he goes for the pass. Throws away his other 2 missiles, though. I'm not quite too sure on that idea.
There was no one directly in front of him. They were long gone, so...
I mean, I was just expecting that he would have kind of done slowdown and, like, tried to combo or something.
That's possible, yeah. Throwing away his bombs, though, I would have kept him, honestly, and tried to get a back bomb as you drop down.
Yeah, because honestly, if you look at the minimap, they're not even that far away from him. I mean, it's very possible that they catch up.
Final lap, we need to see a power item from the Latin Americans, otherwise they're gonna lose this race.
Yeah, this is definitely losing positions for Latin America here.
Pedro's just gone.
There we go.
1-2.
Here comes the warp orb. And a clock at the same time. Maybe not the best time to use a clock, stacking all of them together.
I think the orb hit everyone in top 4.
That is possible, yes. Using the clock to basically break shields maybe is the idea there, but not quite sure if it was very effective. It was so late.
That's a top 3 finish for the Colombians, and Fernan, I believe he's gonna manage to get himself a 6th place finish, so that's a comfortable win and puts them now at a double-digit point difference ahead. Of Latin America. It took a while, but they finally managed to swing the tables and now have a comfy point lead for themselves, but we still got 4 more races to go. So there's still more room for Latin America to come back from this. they're not out of it just yet, by far.
So definitely a smart choice, I guess, to sub in Pedro there. I mean, you go from somebody that, well, I mean, not that Audrey's been doing bad, but his first race in, he just takes the win. You know, that's definitely something you want to see. Definitely a good choice there.
If you're gonna sub someone in, you want to see them produce good results that make it seem worthwhile for them to have been subbed in. Because there's been cases where teams would sub a player in, and that player would just stay at the bottom.
Yeah, there's been cases where America subbed in this I the Dashy person one time, and he got like 2 last place finishes, and it was pretty epic.
Unforgivable, really. They should just bench him permanently.
Yeah. They should just find a way to like make sure his PS Plus expires or whatever.
Not the same I did actually that has Axel world record on Roost Tubes.
Yo, that that is prestigious right there as well. I mean, as it was, Roost Tubes was always a very prestigious track, and now it's even more so. Now we are going to go to Turbo Track.
Dashi, you did 2 10 points for Oxide Race.
Oh, I see that. Okay. I'll get that fixed in a second.
Pedro got 8, not 10.
Wait, Pedro didn't win? Oh no, Paragon did. Okay, might be.
Yeah. 0.6 difference, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it fixed in a sec. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't realize we were already into Turbo Track. Nice.
Yeah, I changed it like literally a half a second before it started.
Personally, not a big fan of this track.
Yeah, I mean, it's
items just
so
feel
weird.
like they don't have too big of an impact.
Yeah, missiles just straight up don't work half the time. Bombs barely work. You know, the defensive items work really well because obviously you get to block everything off. But aside from that, like nothing seems very effective. Plus, on this track, it's very common to see the warp orbs and such do multiple laps.
It's not. Yeah, it won't be a surprise if we see that happen in this race. The orbs will just ignore you if you're on the grass, so
even if you're in first place. Yeah.
Yep. The only not safe place is really the double S section, and even then, if it's not a juiced orb, you can still avoid it by going wide. But we've yet to see that.
Yeah, we see Hernan out in front.
Yeah.
Decent
Followed
gap by Killer. And we do see a little bit of movement, but overall in the top 4 we have 3 Colombians.
Followed by Santi in 5th, so looking very favorable again for the Colombians. And Killer gets taken out, but I believe he took Pedro out with that beaker? Could be wrong. Yep. Top 4 at the moment for the Colombians. Didn't manage to get the the shield snipe on Pedro. They really need just a power item or just something to happen, because they do not want to see this top 4 for the Colombian team.
Yeah,
Killer
but it is
to outline
way
Pedro,
too
though.
late.
Yeah.
There we go, Fernan with the finish.
Yep,
is it going to be a top 4? Yeah, there it is.
Not promising for the Latin Americans, but
Yeah, after that, that puts them way behind.
that's a what, 35-point lead for Colombia now? Yeah, that's
19 plus, yeah.
yeah. You don't want to see it, but it happens. I didn't see what happened with the back half of the track because we only ever saw position the POVs from first and, well, Fernan who was in first and Killer who was generally in the top 4 the entire race. So we're gonna be moving into Cortex Castle next. That'll be a very snowbally track. I'm expecting to see some people hit a blind beaker or 2, maybe 3. Just the nature of the track.
Of course.
Lots of blind corners. Very tight on reserves. Honestly, I like the track. Better than the one that follows up from it, by far.
Yeah.
I believe if Colombia can manage to get a 4-point win for an extra, like if they can get themselves a 4-point win over Latin America in this race, they've secured themselves a win in the set.
Let's see here. So they only have 3 races left. They need to be pulling about 12 points every single race to be able to catch up.
Yeah.
So,
but if Colombia manages to get 4 points, they've locked Latin America out of winning.
yes, essentially, if Colombia wins this race basically at all,
yeah.
Latin America is just out.
They need to get better than top 2, bottom 2 for Latin America to still have a chance. However, it would not be favorable for the Latin Americans in that case because they would need 2 top 4s back to back.
Alrighty, so let's get started here. Probably going to see at least one of them going wide here. We get to see both of the point of views that we have are for people that are taking very tight lines right off the bat. No real item strategies. Fernan gets taken down here. Meanwhile, Killer is leading the pack, but there's about...
Fernan missing the turbo pad, so he's just slowly increasing the gap between himself and its place, but hits a Baker as well while trying to back him.
Killer is going to have a fun time trying to keep Pedro off of his back as well. Yeah, Fernan now falling off of the edge there as well.
Let's see if Pedro hits the back spam that's coming to this corner here. Nope. Alright.
No, but he is having to go wide, so he is losing some time over Killer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it looks like third place is actually kind of creeping up on him as well. Kind of like to see Killer do some back spam here, but we shall see. Right now, this is one of the core places you would normally drop a back spam, but no, nothing. He's just going to hang on to the
I think his own
speaker.
team hit it, honestly. The yellow Penta spun out right as they entered the garden section, so I wonder if he hit his own team speaker.
I mean, possible, except for the part that Killer hasn't dropped that beaker all lap. So
No, the beaker he dropped on the start of lap 2.
Oh, okay. He finally used his beaker.
He'll probably place the nitro.
Yeah, Nate placed it tight on the courtyard. Let's see if anybody takes it. Thing is that is just such a basic spot to place the items there. Really, it's not very surprising ever.
He really needs to back spam in and try and get the Colombians to hit it, because at the moment it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 with a sizable lead for Team Colombia, and that puts themselves in winning positions.
But we do see the Warp Orb coming through now. Unfortunately for Killer, it's going to hit him as well. Most likely, I guess.
But I believe it won't have any impact.
No.
The Pasadena got hit by the orb, so no one will catch up in time. Team Colombia comboing that Penta though, just not looking good for Team Latin America.
No. But Killer's going to finish up with the first place.
A good race for him, but
But I don't believe,
favorable
yeah,
for
these are not winning positions for Latin America, unfortunately. I do not think.
2, 3, 4 is a win, so.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 is a win for Colombia, so that means that I'm pretty sure that Latin America has been shut out here.
8, 6, 5, that's 19, 20. They only won by 1 point, so it's 36.
Oh, okay, never mind. If they top, okay, dude. So if they top 4 for the next 2 races, it is actually possible for Latin America to still make the comeback.
I would be impressed if they managed to make a comeback from this.
Yeah,
the top 4 back to back on Clockwork and Assembly Lane of Old Tracks. 1 sec.
Yeah, it would definitely be at least a little bit surprising. I mean, anytime you're forced to do top 4s at all, it's definitely not easy to come back in the first place, but now we're asking it to do it 2 times in a row. Definitely a little bit of a stretch. They definitely have their work cut out for them. Here.
Clockwork is not a track that you want to try and pull a top 4 on, because if you manage to get yourselves into top positions early on, you can just back spam and try and shut off the opponent because of the gears having wonky hitboxes and narrow corridors to avoid them.
Yeah, and once again, to kind of bring it up, the switch to have Pedro play definitely working out in their favor here. Pedro, after 3 races, has already tied what Audrey was able to output within 5 races, so I'm not sure if Audrey was just having an unlucky day, possibly, or what was going on there, but definitely a good switch for them. Turn on a Clockwork Wumpa soundtrack. So yeah, in general, they actually do not even need to take legitimately top 4. They can get away with missing
top 3.
Yeah, top 3 in 5th place for both races, or no, just 1 race. I lied. Yeah. So there is a little room for error here, but it is definitely still going to be rough.
It's asking a lot, really.
Yeah.
That missile just doesn't want to let go of Fernan there.
No.
But Colombia out in front with the 1-2, though Fernan opting to go wide for the Wampa. I don't believe I've seen many people do this strat.
Ooh, okay. Killer just barely evades that red beaker there.
I think he opted to let Pedro overtake him because Pedro had a shield, so he could safely backspam and get the Latin Americans off his tail.
Ooh, and
But
Killer
with
ends up
1 and
losing
2
reserves.
1 and 2, both shielded up, with Fernan having infinite reserves, so they're in a comfy spot. They can just drive.
Infinite
And not have
reserves
to worry.
and double shield, by the way.
God.
Yeah, this is definitely looking good for Colombia to be able to shut out Latin America here.
Although, it's Colombia has 1, 2, 7, and 8 at the moment, so if somehow the Latin Americans can get 1 and 2 to drop down, they're in position to take top 4 and run away with it.
Yeah.
Although there is a sizable gap between all of them.
Yeah. Basically, they need top 2 to somehow just make a mistake if they want something to happen here. Because again, with the double shield, there's really no way that they can, get hit and fall back just from that alone.
The only reasonable thing is double power item, or the two of them go unnecessarily tight and hit a gear hitbox, really.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening, honestly. It looks like they're both playing it relatively safe with their lead.
Yeah, as they should. Again, I don't think Pedro has infinite reserves, but Fernan does, and because of that, he doesn't need to worry about managing reserves whatsoever, and he can just kind of drive. He's actually catching up with Pedro now. Question is, did Pedro lose fire? It appears so. He takes out Pedro's shield.
Will we see a power item at this moment?
Pedro running it down.
God bless. Didn't manage to lose position off of that, but love to see this kind of misplays at the very end.
He threw away his first place finish. I mean, come on. Trying to maximize the points. Yeah.
He's got to make Fernan look better.
Clearly, that's what it was. The red beaker strat.
1, 2, 4, and 5 for Colombia. Not what that's what Latin America wanted from this race. But
yeah.
When you have 2 players break away early on with a shield, there's not much you can do without a power item, or relying on them to make a error. And with that, it just confirms Colombia's win over Latin America. And that shuts Latin America out of the single elimination final stage of the World Cup. Really don't like to see it, but...
Yeah, now they go all the way up to a 50-point gap.
Can they gain 18 points? Please.
Epic. Absolutely epic. Can we get some upvotes in the chat?
Hell yeah. Can we just cheat the system and give Paragon 9 points?
Alright, and to end it all off, we're going to go to Assembly Lane. Fantastic slog of a track that everybody apparently loves to see for whatever reason.
I expect to see a few people just go 2 laps without fire, as you do. Fuck Assembly Lane, by the way.
Agree. We'll hit him with the wide peepo happy.
Alright, let me tap back into Twitch. There.
Beautiful, thanks.
No problem. Now if only chat would spam wide peepo happy.
You hope for too much.
True.
Alright.
Yeah, they'd rather spam Keck W.
Keck W.
We're starting a race.
Yeah. Chat spam Keck W.
We see Killer and Fernand both taking relatively tight lines at the start. Oh, but Fernand gets himself squished. Can't take the shortcut, so has to take the long way.
Gotta getting a nice little lead off the start, though. Really nice. Actually, decent gap as well. He's going to be able to back spam here on the shortcut. Actually decides to put it early there, and he's going to place the TNT on the shortcut instead.
We're already seeing a pretty big gap between top 3.
Yeah, massive actually.
Everyone else. Generally see this kind of gap going into lap 3, but this early is surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising to see. Like, I'm curious what actually happened back there.
I think they all just killed each other, to be honest.
Kind of my guess.
I saw QWERTY and Fernand both had to go the long way at the start of this, at the first shortcut, so that's 2 of them.
Fernand has rolled 3 super engines in a row, by the way.
Yeah, he, at the end of lap 1, when he hit the Wumpa crates, he had a super engine on him, and he used his super engine just a tad bit late and couldn't get the infinite reserves.
Ah, unfortunate, because then he would have been able to keep Sacred through this whole lap afterwards. And he gets taken down right on the drop off too. Oh, is he's not going to stop to make sure that juggle QWERTY around. Meanwhile, Killer's still out in front, now starting to battle it out with Pedro.
I think he's slowing down, trying to ram into one of them with his shield, but one of them popped it and the other comboed up, so looking favorable again for
yeah, there he goes.
They're gone.
Yeah. He's dead. Okay, so once again seeing Pedro out in front. Who even is this guy? Does anybody else remember way back when Pedro was a scrub? I remember this. Well, I miss the old Pedro.
I miss Pedro when he was commenting about seafood pizza.
I don't.
Not really.
Yeah, no. Pedro has whack opinions, but he's definitely improved his play. Definitely a force to be reckoned with nowadays.
The Penta in third managed to catch up, but ate some backspam from Santi, so they're just further extending their lead.
Yep.
I'd at least like to see Latin America get a win on this track, but
it's not. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be real with you. No, yeah, the chance that this actually happens is just very small.
Oh, an orb.
The orb is coming out, but
I don't think it'll do anything.
Yeah, such a huge difference right now.
Pedro's just gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what Fernand's doing, but
yo, he's having a good time. Yeah, he's having a good time. Gonna get the double kill.
No. Manages to kill Awesome, but not Killer.
Yeah. And there it goes.
Yep. And there we have it. GG's to both teams, honestly.
Alrighty, let me get these scores all updated. So we know that Colombia won. The question is, by how much?
Yeah, that was a +11 to them on the last track.
Yep. Yes, 62-point difference. There you go. Yeah, 62-point difference. Pedro moving up, getting 37 points within 5 races. That is, at that rate, he would have gotten a 70 bomb if he would have actually been in for all 10 races. GG's to both Colombia and Latin America. Definitely.
Latin America really surprised us early on.